another episode of Hobby Night School. We are really excited to have the man with the giant hat. He's super recognizable. If you don't know who he is, you've been living under a rock. Tim from Slab Stong, right here with us. Hi, Tim. How are you tonight?
What's going on, guys?
New digs, man. New digs. Last time we chatted with you, you had a Cabbage Patch doll for,
Little
Hosh.
baby Huey,
yeah.
little boss baby.
Hey, man, you said it, not me. Stiff Arm Wax is my guy. But you had that. Now you got the new digs. You got the hardwood floor. You've got the swag in the back. So I would imagine Slab Strong's doing good.
Yeah, everything's doing good. This is fake hardwood. That's the same blanket though. Probably still smelling like Providence. Nah, everything's good. Yeah, I got an opportunity that brought me to Nashville area, and it's honestly like the best living situation I've ever been in. And yeah, I'm having a good time. There's like a close shop around. I'm in one of those spots, right? Because I was living in the middle of the city in Providence, like a mile from the State House, so like right in the city. And so now I'm on like a peninsula. So once you get off the main road, which is actually called Main Street, it's like you're in the middle of nowhere, and I'm in Tennessee, so I feel like I'm extra in the middle of nowhere. There's deer, possum. I almost got attacked by a possum the other day. There's all sorts of snakes, lizards. It's crazy, right? And then, but it feels like you're in the middle of nowhere, and then it only takes an 8-minute drive to the end of the peninsula, and now everything you want from Little Caesar's Pizza to better restaurants is right there. So, and there's a Walmart and Target around. No one's buying cards, so I'm sweeping them.
I love the wildlife story. Like back in a previous life, I interned when I was in school for music business for a record label. And we used to go and party in the city. Well, my friend, the musician, came out to the sticks. So he took a train. I picked him up. We were driving to where I lived. And he's like, "Oh my God, is that a cow?" And that was normal for us. You just drive through the country. There's cows and stuff. He's like, is that a cow? Is that really a cow? Like he was like a child at a zoo. Had never seen it before.
Bro, it's like so when Nikki and I travel, Nikki, my lovely wife, relax, ladies. There's but like 10, 15 feet behind my back door, there's like a little hill and a tree line. I've counted them now at this point. There might be more, whatever, there's a family of 16 there that live about 20 feet behind my house. Every morning, every night they must sleep there because they sleep, but they walk by I'm talking about like sunset. It looks like Lion King type, like when they're walking across. It's wild, but like at night, oh yeah, so many birds. I found a snake. We have lizards. We put a bird feeder up, and the cats just enjoy it.
You're just out there like being salt of the earth. Not too salty of the earth though, because Tim was sending me butthole videos of deer in his backyard.
Why would you start off saying that? Be like, yo, by the way, I'm going to say the word butthole, but it's not going to be what you think. Like, why would you say Tim is sending me butthole videos? It was for everyone out there. It was the deer. It was a deer. It was not like a human butthole.
Courtney blew the whole thing up. I was just getting ready to talk about, I remember my first bird feeder, and then Courtney goes butthole. This is what I feel
right to the butthole, and then you would have been like, I don't know. You guys are dating, right? Or I'm sorry, married. I don't know what you guys call it. Maybe you guys call it the bird feeder. I don't know what you want me to do. This is reckless cause. Let's just be honest. It was a dare. It was a video. Okay, and I was showing you a video of a dare, and it happened to turn around. It's not like I was like,
you got to see this deer's butthole. Literally, that's what you said, and then you said.
Yeah, after I saw it on the video, though, it's not like I went outside. I'm like, oh, babe, like Nikki, grab the cats. Look at this deer's asshole. Wait, are you guys rated properly?
No, you're fine.
So like he's deleting all these majestic videos of like a mama deer and a baby deer, and he's just waiting for that milk dud to pop up. Yeah. And he's like, bingo, got it.
Got it. Screenshot it. Zoom in. Nah, but it's wild.
Let me tell you this, Tim. I'm like Courtney. She's laughing, and I'm like, "What's going on?" And she's doing this, on her phone, where you put the fingers together. She was zooming in, and I'm like, "What the hell are you?"
Dad, she was pinching it.
It was the milk dud. She was going after the dud.
I'm I just need to see the butthole closer.
Yeah, no, they're beautiful creatures.
Yeah,
they're beautiful animals.
Just out there with their tails up, running around. We have a lot of deer that run through our backyard too, all the time.
By the pool.
Yeah, the pool. So we have put the fence up around the pool to keep the deer safe so they don't fall into the pool. Although it has become like a frog murder zone. Like I go out there every day and there's like dead frogs. I bought all the like stuff that everybody's told me to buy to save the frogs. And I thought frogs like lived
a lily pad. How are frogs drowning?
I don't know. So we have a filter, and I bought the filter lid with like this little spiral thing. So if they get into the filter, they can just like hop up the spiral thing, and that worked for a couple of days. But then the frogs got stupid and didn't know how to like hop back up it, so now they die in there. And then they have these like little things that you hang over the side of your pool, so if they get tired from swimming, they can jump up on it and get out.
Yeah,
of the
why
pool.
can't they jump over the fence anyways? They're frogs.
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's been a problem since we put the pool.
Where are you guys? You guys are in Illinois or Michigan?
Michigan.
Yeah, that's the Michigan frogs. That's too far north for frogs. That's what I think the problem is.
Maybe we're in like southern Michigan though, like
Yeah, southern Michigan is northern.
Everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, you're right. We're like suffering from Canada fires right now.
Yeah, we're actually north of Toronto.
Oh, see, that's, you know, when I went to the first Toronto show, first of all, everyone out there, I don't know if you guys have been, but you guys should go. Toronto is, in my opinion, the best show there is. The Toronto Expo happens twice a year. It's it had the reputation for being like 80% hockey. It's still like 60% hockey, slightly more, but it's awesome now. And then depending, right, you go, just so I don't have to do any math, my friend bought $2,000 American. It translated to 2,500 Canadian. And there are dealers that don't adjust and like say, okay, whatever. But so no, the Toronto show and the best in-show food. Toronto show. So you guys should go. There's a summer one and a November one.
Jeremy's not allowed in Canada, so it'll probably just be me.
Yo, Nikki's not allowed in Canada.
I am allowed in Canada, and as a matter of fact,
so is Nikki.
It lives right in Port Credit, and we have a blast up there.
Yo, listen, cut that part. So yeah, Nikki's definitely allowed in Canada. She just can't make it next time.
I had a friend. I'm like, "Are you going to the Toronto show?" She's like, "No, I can't go." And I'm like, "Oh," and then like that was all she said. She's like, "I'm not allowed in Canada," and I didn't know why she wasn't allowed in Canada. But so now, anytime if we're going, I'm like,
"Wait, have you guys been?"
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we live right.
Oh, okay, all right.
We drive to Canada in an hour from our house.
Well, what the hell? How come I haven't seen you at one? You just avoid the ones that I go to?
No, like the kids, we've got a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old. So the last couple of years, we just recently really started traveling again for anything because
I forgot you had a squad.
COVID and then 2 young ones.
Yeah, I forgot you had a whole squad.
They're a delight to travel with, in case anyone's wondering. It's super fun to travel anywhere.
They seem like honestly, you guys are, obviously I've met you guys in person. When did I first meet you guys?
Oh, the National 2 years ago.
2 years ago in Chicago.
Courtney, how though? Like, where did we meet?
Courtney dropped a Justin Herbert slab, had an auto. We were getting ready to do a deal, and it chipped the corner. And we saw Slab Stong, and I'm like, that show, I went every card that was like over $50. We went and bought Slab Strongs because they kind of messed up a deal a little bit.
Yeah, I was. Yeah. That's happened. Yeah, Corey dropped we were in Toronto actually, and Corey had dropped. He had like a, what's the word for it? He didn't have the alien tape in the thing, right? He just had it like a display, but it laying flat. Like he never meant someone picked it up, flipped it, and his PSA 10 like Genesis Lamar Jackson, his big Lamar Jackson guy, dropped without a Slab Stong on it, and then that's when I was like, that's what you get, though. Be honest with you, that's what you get.
I mean, yeah, if you're not putting Slab Strongs on your stuff and then you drop them and they crack, well, that's what's going to happen.
What do you want me to do?
So what have you been up to, Tim? What's new with you? Because I feel like I see you everywhere. You're doing everything. I saw your latest, like you put up a video today and you were like sitting on a stool in a white room with like a, your microphone looking real edited and professional. So why don't you talk a little bit about what you've been up to? I know everybody knows you have a card now.
I didn't even know that. That's wild. I'm a PSA. All right, let me go through this because it's been, we've talked before. Like, this is like the most fun possible. But that footage you saw today, Corey and I from Show Your Slabs, we're doing a little podcast. We call it Slab Business. We originally did it on YouTube just for us, and we're now getting an opportunity through this like company. It's not like I don't know how to describe it. It's gonna sound like I'm really cool, but we're kind of starting this thing off normally, and we got like a website now and everything. So we're trying to build that. But yeah, we're just having fun. We basically just like how we talk, right? We're just kind of even talking now. It's more so like we'll talk about news, but it's more of our opinion. We try to stay away from like anything financial. Like I might say I might buy a card, but my card's only $10 anyway. So I don't think anyone's going. I think they're just two guys that have a product that also like truly collect and kind of what it's like to be at shows. And we just kind of talk. People are like, we'll have you guys on too. We'll have to do a dual podcast. But so I'm doing that with Corey. That's cool. It's gonna come out like every Monday. I think there's 2 episodes out now. So that's slabbusiness.com. Slab Business, I think, is all the social medias and everything. And then so the card thing happens, and I'm still trying to milk that thing. I got at least like 11 minutes of fame. So I got now I sent it to all the grading companies. I got a bunch I still got to go to. So like CGC or CSG. I'm still confused. I think CGC just in general now. Those guys still have to get one, but I'm giving them at the national. Tag's getting one. But I got like 6 or 7 now graded Tim McHenry cards and all different, any of the grading companies that ever supported me, which is a bunch of them, get one. I have one at Heritage. It's going to be actually make the magazine and be on display at the national in a Slab Stong, Beckett authenticated, because in Dallas, they had me write 10 times, and now you can authenticate my auto at PSA and Beckett.
Look at you.
Yeah, Pop 6 at PSA, 3 10s, 3 9s. SGC 10 and 9.5. No, I've just been having a lot of fun with that.
Do you have a black label yet? I told Stephanie she got to get that black label.
No, you know what though? I don't know. So I don't know if I do because no, I've seen it. I'm sorry. I have seen it. It's just authenticated. Who knows? It could be an 8 tomorrow, and then Beckett will decide that 8s are black labels. Who, what I mean? Just take whatever you can get from Beckett at this point.
It's a wild card.
Yeah. But shout out Beckett in general. I still love the brand, but get yourselves together. So I've been having a lot of fun talking my shit about having a card. I have a good time doing it. Everyone's supportive. Even the people that are trolls, they get it. That's fun. I've done the card. Oh, I might be going to like some Hall of Fame stuff, the Football Hall of Fame stuff. I don't know. I'm trying to do as much as I can, because who knows how long the big hat is a thing, the chain, Slab Stong. You never know, right? So I'm just trying to do a bunch of things and have fun and continue to collect and get my dollar cards.
So what you just said is pretty cool, because basically you're living the dream of most collectors. Like I was on, what were we on when someone asked us if we would like to have if collecting was our job, if like we were full time, and our answer is always like, that's a dream, right? Like if you get to live your every day and get up and your job is to be in this space, be in the hobby, collect cards. Talk a little bit about what it's like to just get up every day and have a job that's like fun and what's something you love to do.
It's definitely fun. I've said it a few times before, like kind of when people talk to me about it, is it's stressful, right? You're still running a business, and I got to make sales, right? And thanks to you, you're my wholesaler in the Midwest, killing it. It's stressful, but it's not more stressful. And then just frankly, I was running restaurants for, I always say half my life, but I'm 41. So I was, actually, I guess I was managing stuff when I was 20, but anyways, it's a different stress to worry about who's going to call out. There's a lot of turnover in the restaurant business, long hours, 10 to 12 hours of on your feet, hearing complaints, happen to hop in, wash dishes when you have to. Like, I'd much rather send someone a free Slab Stong than take cold spaghetti off someone's bill. I don't know. It's a different complaint, right? It's a different thing. So it's stressful. There's a lot of stuff that goes on. You can't really fall behind because it's essentially paying bills, right? And so you got to keep that motivation going. And the way social media is now, you have to constantly be doing it. But yeah, I wouldn't change it for the world. Luckily, I got Nikki that's supportive of it. And it allows me, because the other thing too, right? I don't know, like if Nikki didn't want to move to Nashville, I wouldn't have moved to Nashville, even though it was like a better situation. There's still like, she had to believe in the dream that selling cards or selling a bumper, or like, because I'm doing breaking now. We can talk about that later, but that's going to survive even in the future, and that's why I made different moves with the card shops and all this stuff. So yeah, no, it's just, I'm just trying to find a way. Well, Slab Strong is forever, right? But I'm trying to find a way to create other incomes so that now it's like maybe Nikki can stop working and just help me, like, I don't know, penny sleeve stuff. I don't know. That's how I look at it.
I was listening to the first time that you were on, and different situation, but very same attitude. And I think I'm curious is like, are you enjoying finally reaping the rewards of the hard work, all the sacrifice that you made? Like, it's one thing to have the dream, but to actually put in the work, execute some of the plan, and then start to reap the rewards of that hard work. That's got to be a satisfying feeling.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's also, just to like quickly backtrack to like why that question's so important that you just asked, is because like Nikki didn't have it. Like, we moved down here, she didn't have a job, right? So I am by no means, Slab Strong is doing well and I'm having a lot of fun, but I am by no means like I'm living paycheck to paycheck still, right? Like, I sometimes find myself like I lost like just on the collector side, there's a Chipper Jones. Chipper Jones is my favorite athlete, favorite card. There was like a 3 of 3. It's called like a personal edition. It was an amazing game use patch. Lost it for $26. So it's not like I'm saying, oh, I can just buy ink. I'm not going after Jordan rookies anyways, but even $26, I can't spend that right now because it's more important to put food in the fridge. So yeah, I mean, I know like this is all my collectors, right? A lot of this stuff is I've had for a while around me. So by no means, like, it's still a struggle in the sense that you got to keep pushing. There's no stopping right now. Now I'm setting myself up for other things, right, to ease that pressure. But yeah, like the dream is come true, right? I got a house in Nashville out the deal, right? But yeah, just for like everyone out there, and I don't think anyone's pocket watching, right? But it's still like when you do this, when you really want to be an entrepreneur and like really just do whatever it takes. So I think I'm on year 3 technically about, and by no means like we got one car, you know what I'm saying? Like whatever. So
Yeah,
but
but here's the thing that you said, Tim, that like you said it 100 times before we even got into this. Like, you're having fun. You're having fun. You're happy, and money's not everything. There's a lot of people making 6 figures, 3, 4, 5, 6, $700,000 that are miserable and would gladly trade positions to have fun, pay the bills. And so what? You know what? You keep doing your thing. I promise you're gonna have another opportunity to pick up a Chipper Jones card.
Yeah, but and that's the thing too. I think Gary Vee's the type of guy that says that too, right? He just said that's true. It is true. I mean, I've had jobs that where when I got old, like I went from I think I was like 20, early 20s. I was managing this place, Newport Creek. I was making 32 a year, and then as you get older, like I don't have kids, right? So I'm a little bit lucky in the sense of just having to pay a bill, right? Like having just need money for like someone other than my own mouth and stomach, right? Like and then I jumped from 32 to 50. So now I'm balling. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm just balling, whatever. I got a few different jobs, and then I got to 70 at this last restaurant. Now I'm just killing it. And now I'm buying all the Lenny Wilkins and random Providence players that only play in 1 year league. All these cards. My David Duke Jr. collection, for everyone out there, he's not related to the other guy. So a guy got kicked. Someone got kicked off the podcast because David Duke Jr. is from Providence. And he's not related to the other thing, right?
With the bad David Duke.
Someone mentioned it's crazy. But yeah, so yeah, absolutely. Just have fun, right? Like I've always found that even in like my 9 to 5 jobs, even in the restaurant jobs I had, like you can sacrifice short term. Like if you don't like a job you're at, and like speakingly, like retail stuff like that, work for 3 months, find another job. Like you don't have to, like I just never wanted to be necessarily like the company man to where like if you see something wrong, just leave, like you can go get another job. Like I never was that dedicated. And maybe that my work history is like, I traveled a lot too, so maybe that's a bad thing on a resume, but in terms of like life, having fun, like just move to something that makes you happy, and hopefully the money is better. But that's how I was done.
Well, here's the thing: you spend 8 hours a day, like minimum, at a full-time job, and spending 8 hours a day doing something that you hate or that makes you miserable is not worth whatever they're paying you for. That's my opinion. And I agree with you. I had a job that I got paid pretty well at, and I get up every morning and throw up before I had to go to work. I hate it. The woman who was in charge was like a nightmare person, and I every day was looking for a new job at that place. So I am really happy for you that you've entered a place in your career now where you're doing something you love, and hopefully soon you don't have to stress about anything, and Nikki can stay home and help you, and you guys can do everything that you're.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm not talking about millions. Like I was talking to Corey earlier, and I'm like, I'm 41 years old, and I'm like, I just want to make $100,000. Like in a year, I just want to make even as a couple, like it could be double. I mean, I just want to make $100,000 because when it's ever since Nikki, I think people know the story. Like she broke her ankle, the pandemic, we all lost our jobs. We never really like made money at the same time. I just want to get to $100,000. When I made the 70 and she was working a bartender, actually we did for a little bit. She was kind of the bartender, just balling. We like went to Hawaii, but like that's the other thing too is we didn't have kids, so like our savings can be minor compared to what like a true family needs to be because at this point we were just paying for experiences. And then I think that's what makes me such a passionate collector about what I like to collect is because a lot of my stuff is I'm collecting the experience because I can then recall like my favorite cards, my favorite cartoons I collect like Gargoyles cards and stuff like that. I think that's that recall of the experience of it's not just okay, this card's worth $1 now, hopefully it's worth 10 tomorrow. It's like I have a certain memory that I associate with this card, so I just try to kind of
see is like that. It's like cards are worth nothing. Like I have a ton of cards that are like my favorite cards that are worth less than $5.
Yo, listen to this. Look at this. Worth nothing. Worth nothing, but worth everything. Look at this.
I have one of those. I got mine's a 101 though.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Just let's be clear though. That's for both of you. Don't let her.
She doesn't even have it. It's got the toothpick on it. She doesn't even know where it's at.
It's in the case downstairs.
It's lost. No, look at her face. She does not know where it is.
It's in the case.
We were doing a bonfire the other night, and we needed something to get it going. And she's like, "Let me go grab Tim's card."
Yeah, I am smoking hot.
He would start the fire just so like you show the wood that Tim's card, and it just bursts in the flames.
Did you know? And Tops didn't really say this. I had to get this in an email. Do you know if you scratch the hat, it smells like what's the word I'm looking for? Just it smells amazing. It's a scratching.
You're gonna be like deer butthole.
Well, how does it always go back to the deer butthole?
How does it not? You're the only person in the world who's ever sent me a picture of a deer butthole, so you have that.
It was a video. That's what makes it worse.
If we were drinking every time Courtney said butthole, I'd already be.
I'd be 3 deep. This is like a 10-gallon hat. We'd just be sipping out of it like what are those scorpion bowls? Me and you, Jeremy.
Yep. So
I just remember seeing Jeremy at the Mint too. I was having a good time. Just walked by like, and then you did a video and.
Oh my god, that video is probably one of my favorite videos I've ever done because you're like, oh.
Yeah, I didn't know. We're live. All right.
You're having a good time.
You talked about you made like other streams of income. You moved down to Nashville. You're breaking now. Where are you breaking? What are you breaking? And I'm not talking about the lives because the other day we were supposed to do something with Manny, and he texted me. He's like, "I'm on with Tim. He's breaking something." And I was like, good God, if it's not Courtney on with Tim, it's Manny on with Tim. So what's going on?
Yeah, Manny feels a little bit stalkerish, I'm not going to lie. But shout out to Manny. Casey's watching me through my windows, not this podcast. Yeah, so it's the way to like, I've done a lot of networking. You know that, right? So like I got the opportunity at the Tops conference just to, just keep networking, right? Make more and more connections, get to know people, let them get to know me so that I can just further my, just keep expanding my reach in the hobby. And then so I got lucky enough, teamed up with Mike Giuseppe from Sports Card Nonsense. He was breaking, before it was popular. So he had a community. And then we just picked back up Eddie, who had originally bought Geo Breaks, right? So technically he was Geo's partner in that. So he came back. Now we're under SCN Breaks, affiliated with Sports Card Nonsense. And we got the opportunity to break and get the product straight from. I don't even know if I can say this stuff, but get the product. We got allocation.
Yeah.
So we're breaking. Hopefully I don't see a reason why not, but like, we'll be on Fanatics Live and everything. But no, I mean, it's just it was kind of like a natural progression when Slab Strong started. Like the website started getting better, and people could just order. And I have a fulfillment center, so I was no longer packing. So it became like, okay, how many hours a day can you sell Slab Strong? Right? You do social media stuff, you network, and message back to people that are messaging you, or cards you made at a show, and you make wholesale accounts. But at the end of the day, like how, right? So another good way to do it was to be able to go live and sell cards. So like I'll sell singles too, and with Slab Strongs on them just to get the word out. People buy more. So I'm technically still selling Slab Strong, but yeah, we're just killing it right now with Bowman. Having a lot of fun though. I'll tell you what. Here's what's cool about it, because I can just ramble. Like I can just ramble too, and I feel like just have a little music in the background, and I can just ramble, and people can't tell me. I mean, they can tell me to shut up, but people can't make me shut up. And I can just ramble along, playing good music, seeing dope cards. I do get a little jealous sometimes that they're not mine because I'm a big Braves fan, and Braves are cheap in breaks right now. But no, it's been real fun, and I think I've made. I'll meet a few people at the National, so I think I'll make some new friends out of it. Probably, I don't know. It's cool. The money's good. It's not like we're not backyard breaks. You know what I mean? I keep my shirt on. It's weird.
Oh, no kidding.
What
But yeah,
have you experienced because I'm sure you guys have a lot of repeat customers. Have you experienced that thing where like somebody spent like a good grip of money and they don't hit anything and you almost kind of feel bad for them, even though we all know the inherent risk when breaking?
oh yeah. So that's the weird part, right? That's the weird one, because you'll have a guy and they're joking. If they say something, they're not mad. They're really not mad. They might be logistically like, damn, that sucks that I didn't get anything. But a lot of times there's some really good people in the community, in the SCN breaks community. And yeah, they make that jokes. And I do feel like I feel it. Like it sucks. And I know that like I'll do my singles are crazy. Like I'll do 50 cards for $1, and sometimes it goes for $1. Sometimes I think it hasn't gone for 10. But someone tells me the team they like, they get 50 cards, for $1 in a break. So we definitely try. I know I definitely try. I know Mike does too, but I'm just saying, speaking for me, I definitely try, and it sucks. But it's also really cool when you pull something for someone. Like I was doing a Don Russ break, which is a not nothing product, no offense, but it doesn't really have the
Not super high end, right?
yeah, not super high end. I pull a rated rookie Boncharo autograph for the guy. So it's like, oh, that's really cool. It came back a 9.5 from SGC. I'm sure he made a little money on it, hopefully. But that part's really cool. But I do know what you mean. And most of the guys, though, I think it's very rare that you'll have people that truly are upset.
Well, I mean, when you're buying into breaks, you know what the risk is, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's adults, you know what break is. I personally, that is something I did a reel the other day talking about that. It makes me uncomfortable when like I don't think I could break 100% for a living. Like that's my job, just because I feel guilty, and it's not my money. Like I didn't tell these people to come and spend money on this, but like it makes me feel a little bad when people don't hit anything, and especially if it's like you're breaking something where you have like a product where like there's a chase and people are spending like a lot of money on something and then they don't hit anything at all.
Oh,
That's
When we were doing World Cup Road to Qatar and whatnot a couple years ago, like we got to the point where we would do a disclaimer before it started, and we would tell people like, stop bidding. Like this is
sometimes you gotta.
You don't get the case hit, man. This makes us uncomfortable.
Yeah, and then but that's the thing too. Like there's like what you just said is perfect, right? Because they're not only are they breaking knowing that they could not hit anything, but they're also breaking knowing that you're trying to make a profit, and that's fine too. Like that's no problem. But then it gets to a point where like, hey guys, I'm gonna throw in this extra card because spot was supposed to go for 20 and it went for 40, so I'll throw in a free whatever, even if it's a base card. People just appreciate that. But now I've seen that happen too, where I was like, hey guys, like, okay, it's at $9. I'm gonna throw in this extra base card if it gets to 10, right? Just to make up for that one more dollar that I know someone's gonna spend. But I think that's good though. That's how you keep community I know I would appreciate it. I would appreciate it. I do. I don't buy into breaks too much though. I think that it's fun, so I do it every once in a while. I do like I'll buy a pack from Target every once in a while, but I'm mostly buying singles.
I
You know
try
what I mean?
really hard to not buy into breaks. I will buy in to people that I know personally and that like I
Yeah.
want to support. Like I bought into like, you know, Mrs. Squirts and Mama Breaks and you know, Denny. People
Oh, okay. Women of the hobby. Nice. Got that last one in all three. Yo, I don't know why. I don't know why people think that. I guess people enjoy it, but I think people think I'm mean to Denny.
mean to Denny?
Yeah.
I thought you guys were friends.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I think that.
I think you know what it is for me. I have a hard. I struggle with like I like social cues must be a problem for me because in our house it's like if you're not busting balls all the time, then you don't like each other. Like if we're
Yeah.
picking on you or making fun of you or busting your balls, it's because we're friendly with you. If we don't do that, it's because you know I don't feel
Yeah, I don't
comfortable
want to talk to
around
you.
you. I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
So I people get that way with Manny because we relentlessly tease the shit out of Manny, and he always thinks that he's like um, getting us back. He's adorable, but he's really bad at it. And so I like stop being so mean to Manny. We get that all the time.
Yeah, nah, Denny. Denny might think I don't know. I have a good time with Denny. I think he gets it, but then I'm confused sometimes because he showed me something, and by accident I was like, "Yo, that looks terrible," and I think he was offended, but I was dead serious, so I can't apologize. It's one of those things like, "I'm gonna apologize, bro. Like that shit looks terrible. What do you want me to do? What do you want from me, bro?" So if you're watching this, Denny, I love you, bro, but shit looks
But
garbage.
then here's the thing: it's supposed to be a hobby. It's supposed to be fun, and that's how people interact in real life. There's people who don't tease each other. There's people who tease each other. Like, why change who you are or the way you behave just because we're talking about cardboard?
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
I do appreciate the new people though that you just get in a group around and you just forget that they're new and then you just like don't they're just like, what the hell did I do? And you're like, oh nothing. It's
no,
new.
yeah, that happens. Like this is it's not. I wouldn't call it hazing. It's just like either you have to like get used to it or you know don't hang
Yeah.
out. Like, there's a difference between like having a good time with each other and like flat out bullying. So as long
Yeah.
as you're not crossing that line, who cares?
Yeah, that's a good point.
So you did something like it was a couple weeks ago, and I was listening to Sports Card Nonsense, and they were hyping it up, and I actually thought it was pretty cool, and it piqued our interest because we do a lot
Oh
of
yeah.
stuff with kids. Is you guys had like a kids' night at a local card shop, and I saw some pictures, saw a lot of happy kids. How did that come to fruition, and how was the event?
Oh, dude, it was amazing. I had a lot of people show out for that for me too, and including you guys. And I'll mention that in a second. But yeah, the great guy's name is Jason Shepard. His family, his mother and father are part of it, owners in it, and like his mother and father work at the shop with him. So I was just looking for a car. Actually, I don't even think I was looking for one. I think we were driving to Target, and we took this back road, and all of a sudden, on the right, and I didn't even see it. Nikki saw it. Nikki said, "Oh, that's a card shop right there." I banged that. I banged the U-turn so fast, like did the 3-point in the middle, and it was not a good area too to do it. And then I walked in there. Jason Shep, I believe, is a former pastor, just a really nice guy, like an extremely nice guy. And of course, I walked into, and it was just when the big league product was being released. So I walked in and I was like, "Oh, I'm in that product. Like I'm in that." And he's like, "Get out," you know. And I said, "No, no, no, no. Seriously, please, please, stop hitting me." And I was like, "I'm in the product." And then so yeah. So then he immediately was like, "Oh, we're gonna rip 4 boxes right now." So over the period of time, we're ripping the 4 boxes. We just start talking, and since then, so it's been a couple of months and through networking, like I talked before, I'm gonna be able to help them out. And I'm actually, I don't know how to word this, but like I'm not an investor, right? Because there was no, but I'm like a partner in it. Like there's a partnership going. There's some partnership going on. I can't really say what the deal is, but there's a partnership going on. So now I have a card shop. I mean, when I say I'm not the majority owner, nothing like that, but this is my card shop. I have a deal with him for something, and this is the card shop, right? So yeah, so just talking to a really good guy. He had asked me for help with something. We are able to do it, so we made a deal, And so then I forget who brought it up. It might have been when we were opening up the box, and I was like, there was kids in there. We gave away a couple of packs of kids, and I wasn't wearing the hat or anything at the time. So like when I go there, sometimes I'll bring the hat just because I know there's kids in there, and they'll go, "Oh, like what's with the hat?" And they'll go, "Oh, that's the guy in the product." So we just started talking about it, and Mike's close by. He has big reach with his podcast in general, and so he was like, we were just like, let's do something with the kids. Like I got these free boxes that Top sent me a big league. We'll give each kid a pack of cards. We gave each kid one free grade with SGC. That was cool. I think we got 48 submissions alone just from kids. One of the kids had a 48 Bowman. Okay, kid. He was like 10 years old with a 48 Bowman. Like, okay, we get it. Your dad gave you a card. A 48 Bowman, bro? What are you talking about? But
Don't
anyway,
hate on the kid, man. Just
no, I'm not even mad at him. Not even mad at him. It's a brilliant move. Yeah. So SGC was involved. Tops directly was involved. Fanatics sent us Fanatics Live. Fanatics Live. I think it was Fanatics Live technically sent us a few boxes of Series 2, Series 1 to give packs to the kids. We had amazing pizza place. There's a few good places around here, but where am I at right now? Something Ferry Pizza. I don't know. I'm off this main road right here. But anyways, something Ferry Pizza. The boat, not the flying thing. And it was just dope, dude. That's funny. I was like, the way I say it, I forget that the way I pronounce words, they all sound the same. Oh, Sanderson. Sorry out there, folks. Sanderson's Ferry. If you're ever out in Nashville, I won't tell you exactly what town I live in, but outside of Nashville, Sanderson Ferry. Very good pizza. Really good guy that hooked us up. So we got 10 large pizzas for free. They donated it. We had packs for kids for free. They donated SGC. We ended up doing 48 grades. But I mean, it was families too, right? Like there was some, you could tell there was some I would say like the older teenage daughter was just going with the family because the little son was there, but then like she was opening packs too, didn't care anything that was going on at the time. And then we just definitely like the mothers brought their kids. You can tell like the fathers were off doing something stupid probably, and then the mothers are there bringing the kids, and then of course the fathers with the kids, and we were just free packs. And then of course when you're dealing with kids and you give them a free pack, they're like, "Oh, can you go get me another free pack?" And then you just get a little angry, but then you remember they're just kids and you can't fight them. And then just kidding out there, kids. I just say just kidding out the kids. We can fight you. Just kidding out there. But no, and then Shep was great, man. Jason's great. I just call him Shep, and I don't even know if he wants me to, but I just call him Shep. But nah, dude, real good guy. Great shop too. He's got a lot of really cool music memorabilia, but also just like funky memorabilia, graded stuff. He has this Public Enemy signed backstage pass thing from PSA, but like we're in like the Nashville area, so we got a lot of Music City stuff that you can get. Just a great spot. And so we're talking about trying to figure out if we can do one a month. He's trying to get the space next to the shop to open up so we can be more inviting for people. And I'll tell you what, this dude is like, this is a guy you would say, this is a real collector. Like, this is one of the guys you'd use the term, like, this is the hobby shop that you guys want to be, because there's a few opportunities, right or wrong, that, we could blow this shop up and like try to make it like a, like a roadshow cards. And he's like, Tim, I was a pastor for 15 years. He's like, I really just want to make this a community one. Like, I don't need to be national and all this other stuff. And I'm like, I respect it, because he's doing well, right? But yeah, no, great shop. And it's in Hendersonville, Tennessee. If anyone ever visits Nashville, it's like 20 minutes from like the center of Nashville. Nashville's like any other city. There's little towns surrounded. Everyone just says it from Nashville. So it's like 20 minutes right outside the city. Great spot. Cool stuff. He has a great selection of like the 90s sealed stuff that everyone that I still like to rip, but anywhere from like the G.I. Joe stuff to like the 1990 Flair. He's got cool stuff. Good dude.
That's awesome. You know, it's super cool to see somebody go in and do something with a local card shop and really like pump them up. And the fact that is it weird when you walk into places that are like hobby focused and they like had never heard of you? Because I feel like
Oh, I made them notice before the door shut. I was
yeah,
like,
you're
yeah.
like, listen, don't you know who I think that I am? Uh
Yeah. Okay, so it's not weird to whatever it means in my psyche. It's not weird for me, but like Corey will make fun of me about it. Like people will make fun of me about it, but like no, it's like, well, there's like, I know. Okay, this is when it's weird. So I gotta tell you this story. So I'm walking around. This is the first national, and when I went to the national, I had no pieces. I had just gotten red and clearance. But I had no bulk amount. They were samples. I went to Chicago the first one to make sure if I did have a competitor coming out that everyone was going to see me first. This is like pre-chain, pre-hat, all this nonsense, right? I had a black one, a clear one, and a red one, and I would walk around with them, literally like fanned, just holding them like this on my chest because I didn't want to forget and like walk with them like right here because people wouldn't see it. So I would like walk around like this, just tapping on my chest to remind, like, just keep it up in the air. And I would just show, and I would wait and see if people look down. If they look at it, hey, you know what I mean? Like you can tell when someone's like looking at, what are you holding? Oh, what card do you have there? What is that in there? And I'm walking by this kid and he had to be like maybe 12 or something. And he's walking and I just go, bam, like right to him, like scare him almost, right? Like I'm walking by him, he's walking this way, and just to catch his attention, I go, bam, like that, right? He looks at it, he goes, what? And I was like, oh, I don't know what I said to him, but I was like, oh man, I'm just walking out. And
I'm a weird man,
yeah,
sorry.
yeah, but so like to go to more currently, so now when I'm excited that like, oh, here's a free pack of Big League, you can pull my card out of it. The kids are like, either like, no, we can't, because they're like, who are, like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, what are you? And I'm just like, oh, they're like, are you a baseball player? No, I just wear a big hat. Look at me. You know what I mean? And so it's weird when like I'm over, like I'm really excited to be like, yo, listen, like I'm in that pack, and they're like, so what? And I'm just like, oh, oh, all right.
I wonder if
Work.
that kid. I wonder if that
Hold on. I had a guy this weekend. I was at the Flip Trade Show. That's I'm partnering up with those guys too. I think they have like 10 shows a year, whatever. You guys, hope you guys come down. I got to come see you guys too, because you guys dominating the Midwest. But I prefer to call it the Mid East because I'm from the East Coast. But this dude, hold on, no, this is dead serious. This guy says to me, and he like knew who I was because I had my card at the show, like in a Slab Stong and everything. And he's like, oh yeah, like something about the card. And I'm like, something. He goes, oh yeah, like I really want the sports card investor one. And but he didn't want my card though. Like he didn't want my card. He wanted the sports card investor one. So like me being me, I'm like, oh yeah, like I'll give you one. Like I'll just give you one because I have one. And he gives me his card. But the only thing on the card said the GOAT. It didn't have any information. It didn't have an email, phone number, anything. The card just said, like, he gives me his business card and then like GOAT, like with the abbreviation, not the abbreviations, you know what I'm trying to say. The period. Oh, and then so I ended up giving him the card. And he was all excited. And even when I handed him the card, I'm like, look, you know, in front of Jeff, that's my product on there too. Like my card is, you know, and this dude did not care. Unbelievable. And the top sent me the GOAT. Top sent me a case of Big League to open, and I pulled a Ryan Johnson out of it. Well,
because those are the case hit, right? Your guys' cards are the case hit out of there, yeah.
so I don't think so. That was one of the things. So I'll give you a little inside information. Shout out to Tops because all those guys are dope. Like I don't know if you ever met. Like all those guys are real good. Like first of all, they're all hobby people too. Like they're legit card collectors. They're awesome people. All of them. One of them hates me though. Like legit hates me. I can't tell that story on air. So we were supposed to have 50 numbered autos in the set, and they pulled them because one of the reasons was we aren't necessarily a case hit or a replacement for the case hit. We were an extra, but they were nervous. Like if someone went to a hobby store and bought one pack or whatever it is, and pulled me or whatever, really no one really cares about me. It's more about the other guys. Sorry, guys. Everyone loves me. People would get mad. So that was one of the reasons I was supposed to sign. They had them. They told me they had them printed up. They were supposed to bring them to Taos conference. I was supposed to sign it in front of them. But yeah, that's wild. Yeah, it was wild. I don't know how I just got off on that tangent, but
No, that was funny. So, no, because I asked you what it was like when people didn't recognize you. That's how it's.
yeah, I just went for like 10 minutes straight about my cardigan. It's like no one cares him. Like literally, you just did it to me.
He did the I tried punking the kid to wherever the hell we ended up, and some buttholes sprinkled in between.
Yeah.
It's been a ride. So you're constantly all over the place. You do a fantastic job of social media, whether it's engaging with people who want to, fight with you, whether it's clapping back at trolls, whether it's just, pitching the product or the breaks. You're traveling. What's next? I know we're like less than 5 weeks till national. Are there any shows in between, or what's in the future for one Tim from Slab Stong?
Well, I did want to talk to you guys. We mentioned it before we were recording. I want to see what you guys are doing because I want to. I'm close enough to you guys now where I can just drive. But without knowing what you guys are up to, yeah, national for sure. I'll be there pretty much from the 25th to that Monday. It's gonna be so much fun. I'm doing essentially a partnership with the Flip Trade Show. He has shows all over the Southeast. So from like basically most of them are in Alabama. The Nashville show, which they call the Nash Ono. You ever seen that one?
Yeah.
That one's an awesome one. I'm forgetting the gentleman who owns. Look at me sounding professional, gentleman. I'm forgetting the guy whose name it is. I forget his name, but he's awesome. That is July 9th to like the weekend. So I'll probably do that just in terms of saving travel time instead of going to Dallas. I'll probably do that one. I'm doing a show August 26th, the Hobby Slam in Miami. Those guys are dope. See, that's what's cool now is like people are like, hey, will you come to my show? Like, will you specifically come to my show and tell people you're going? And it's crazy, dude. I had like kids kids don't know any better, right? So they just see the guy with the big hat and they've seen me on probably like someone's page or whatever. And they're like, oh, can I take a picture with you? So like these shows will say, they're a small show. Hey, I had one guy go, how'd they get the big hat guy to come to the show? And I'm like, oh, because he asked. Like I don't understand. So there's one I think in Virginia Beach. The guy invited me to. Yeah, I don't think I'll be going back home to New England anytime soon. So I'll be in Chicago. I gotta make the my favorite California show is they're all great. But like the Union Marketplace, they have there in the middle of July. Like there's a couple that are like 2 weeks for the national, so I got to stay local just to save money. I might do Burbank. I haven't been to any of the Burbanks yet.
Burbank is awesome. That was a good show.
If you don't do Burbank, you should come to Shipshawana.
Yeah,
that's a
Why are they this?
You can get there. It's 2 nights. It's affordable, and you'll have a great time.
Are they the same weekend or whatever?
Yeah.
Oh no, then I'll definitely do. Yeah. No, I'll definitely. So that's the thing, though, man. And I mean,
cool. Have you ever seen Amish people? Like,
no.
When you're like you come there's literally nothing to do, and there's Amish people that ride around in like horse and buggies and stuff all over town.
Do you think they'll whittle me a new hat? Man, they have a big wooden hat.
They're very talented.
Yeah. No, what's cool is, and I say this with like all humility because I joke around a lot. It's weird. Like these small shows, I did so well this weekend at the Flip Trade Show. Like I did so well because there wasn't, like my competitors weren't there. Number one, people had some of their stuff. Those guys are cool too. I'm friends with them, so no harm, no foul with that. But like they appreciated just someone like showing up at the shows. Like they, how vendors are. Like that vendors appreciate that you guys go because you guys go live from there all the time. You guys do content while you're at shows, and they appreciate that. And so I really, really like the smaller shows. I really do.
Yeah, Shipshawana has gotten big. Like if you go on YouTube now, it's not big in like eBay's not showing up to it. You're not getting Fanatics. You're not getting, SGC helps sponsor our kids scavenger hunt. They donate free grading like they did for yours. SGC is really like people don't talk about how much SGC actually gives back to like
Oh, they're dope.
they're really good. They donate to the kids for our scavenger hunt. Zion cases donated stuff, but
Yeah,
they're not
Clint's
like
dope.
nobody's showing up to Shipshawana yet. Now I say yet because I feel like it's becoming like a really huge show in the Midwest, and I'm excited. But like Ryan, card collector too, he comes. We've seen a lot of big name people show
I've
up.
heard of it. I've definitely heard of it. Is that the one in Indiana?
Yeah.
Yeah, they call it like middle of nowhere, Indiana.
Yeah, well, when they promote it, it looks like it's a big red bar. It looks that way, right? Yeah, yeah. So that's the one that I've been wanting to go to. It's just it always at the time fell at another show. Another show I haven't been to yet that I want to go to. I haven't been to Chantilly, and I haven't been to any of like the Wheelhouse stuff in Philadelphia. And the Wheelhouse guys are dope. I like those guys. I just haven't been. So that's like 3 new ones. I've heard about this one in Denver. I've never actually been to Denver at all, except for in the airport. So I want to check that out. I'll get to all these. And this next year, I'll probably take more time. Like instead of doing all 6 Dallas shows, maybe do 3, and then pick one of the other ones. But like the Nashville show coming up.
There's a big show in Chicago coming up that there's one we do. It's like, like maybe 4 or 5 times a year that Skyline and Ludex puts on right next to the National. It's a beautiful show.
Is it the Spectacular or something different?
Not the Spectacular, but they're getting ready to do a 3-day one in October. And they've got like just a killer list of autograph signers, and that's going to be in Schaumburg, which is like a 15-minute drive from Rosemont. And so I'm looking forward to that one. But there's a lot of dope shows. It's just it costs money, and
dude, so many, man.
It takes an act of God to.
But that's what's wild, man. That's what's wild. Like when the pandemic and everyone's talking about, look at all these new grading companies. Some are going to fail. Like, yeah, we knew that was going to happen. There just isn't enough to go around. But there's more shows this year. There's not less shows this year. And I'm pretty sure that, like, I know the guy at the Flip Trade show he's trying to make this like kind of like a Dallas destination, right? I know it's Alabama, but like I've had a lot of fun there. So he's trying to make it big, and I'm trying to help him. And it's crazy. And even back at home, Chris Costa does his thing with all like that Fenway show is amazing. I don't know if you guys should get there. Like the first one that was inside, overlooking the field, that was amazing.
There's a show this weekend in Wisconsin at Miller Park.
Miller Park, yeah.
No way.
Yeah, at the baseball field. It's
the one. I don't think they do it anymore, right? But the one I wanted to go to was Wisconsin Dells.
Yeah, they haven't done that in a couple years. That was a bummer too because
Have you ever been to the Dells? It's like Las Vegas for kids.
Oh,
no.
It's like Las Vegas for grown-ups. There's 2 casinos out there.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I mean, it's like you walk down the strip and it's water parks, roller coasters, water parks.
Ice cream, candy,
yeah.
bars.
Okay.
There's like a lot of really good bars. I went to a bachelorette party in the Dells, and that was messed up.
Okay, first of all, you call it as soon as you said in the Dells, I already know like, oh, it's a party town because you don't be like, oh, I'm in the Dells. You don't say I'm in the Nash. You know what I'm saying? But no. So like, I met the husband and wife that ran that. Awesome people. I met them at the first national actually, and I could never make it there. There's always the problem is, and I guess it's a good problem to have.
There's too many good shows.
There's too many good shows. And I just wish these guys would talk. So I just wish these guys would talk more. But I guess it doesn't matter, right? Like, because like Atlanta can happen at the same time as Burbank. I know like a lot of guys go to the same ones, but at the same time,
not everyone's going to be able to go to everything, and having shows like locally for people to be able to attend. Like not everyone's going to travel from the East Coast to the West Coast for every show. Like I know this year I made a point of I hit Burbank. I went to Culture Collision. I went to Dallas. We did, Lansing and local shows, Cleveland. Spectacular.
I went to Cleveland. Did you go to that? You heard of Greenie Sports Cards?
Yeah, I did the scavenger hunt there once. It was just
I walked up there. It was like a month or 2 ago. I went to one. First of all, Greenies, I killed it in his dollar boxes. I got some.
He's such a nice guy. Steve Greenberg is genuinely like a good guy. Last scavenger hunt,
he donated cards and wax. He puts on a show in Cleveland, and not even setting up in Indiana, and made sure to donate a bunch of stuff for kids. And I'm not talking like trash commons that nobody wants. Like,
no, dude,
good stuff. Good dude.
I got refractors. Now look, the player. So it was Khalid Al-Amin. He was the former point guard for UConn, right? I love the Big East, right? I'm a big Providence College fan. Dude, that was in the dollar box, and it's a numbered refractor rookie of Cleo Alameen. Like it's going to cost you, even if the shipping's only $1, it's going to cost you $2 on eBay. You're going to wait for it. There was stuff in there. Like I got some nice greenies. And he had a lot of like radio, like ESPN Cleveland was there. Like he did a good job, and it was fun. I had a good time. So yeah, that's the thing though. And now I'm in Nashville, and there's surprisingly, because it wasn't like this in the 90s. We had great card show in the 90s at like CCRI in Rhode Island. But there's one in like Dedham in Massachusetts. There's a couple, but not like it used to be. There's like around here, I can drive within 4 or 5 hours, and there's a bunch of good shows.
Michigan kills it with shows too. Actually, one of the biggest sports card shows in the country back in like the 70s and 80s was in Detroit.
Yep.
And Michigan has a huge, intensely devoted, hobby population here. And I think you see a lot of East Coast, West Coast stuff, but like there's a lot in the middle of the country that's doing stuff too. And I think it's kind of fun to see what everybody's up to, and seeing more shows pop up is just a sign to me that even though everybody's like, oh, the hobby's dying and everything's terrible, it's not, because
No, I don't think
I don't have a problem selling cards. So
Tim said something earlier though that was like that resonated when you were starting talking about Steve, was the first time you're asked to go to a show, like somebody specifically wants you there, it's like, why me? Like, and it's a sweet feeling. But I remember one day Courtney's like, listen to this, and it's like some like radio commercial, and it's like, and Reckless Cards will be there. I'm like, holy shit, are we on a radio commercial? Like a spot in Cleveland because we were going to a damn card show.
No, it's wild. It's wild. But that's the thing though too. It's like you guys have a good personality, so it's not even the fact that. Well, I mean, it is the fact like people know you, but it's like they know if for the people that don't know you, you're good for the show because you'll treat the new people that don't know you right. Like they just know that like, oh, if you come to the show, you're just not going to be an ass. Like it's just that's the other good thing about it. People don't have to know who Reckless Cards is to go to a show and then learn who you guys are and then have a good time with you. It's wild. But then here's the other thing too, though. You also get the people that are like, oh, I'd really like to try a Slab Stong. Can you send me one? Like, I don't know, buy one. Like, what do you want me to do? I'm trying to buy a chicken nuggets today with a McFlurry.
People, I think we had this conversation the other day. I think people sometimes forget that like behind the business, behind the big hat, behind the insane amount of orange stuff, we're like actual human beings,
Yeah.
And like Jeremy and I, the hobby for us is fun, right? But for you, this is your job. I saw something the other day. It was like, support your friends like you would support, Kanye and his Yeezys. Like if they're selling something, buy it. Don't ask for stuff for free. I did hair for 20 years, and I can't tell you how many people in my life that like were my friends and family would just come in and expect me to do stuff for them for free, like their hair, whatever. And I'm like, this is how I have an apartment I have to pay for. Like, I can't just do your hair. Like, on top of the fact that you have costs. It costs you to ship the Slab Stong to someone. It costs you to make the Slab Stong. Yeah. It costs all of this money. And like, I'm product people do their hair. Like, I'm like, it costs. I don't just like manifest this stuff. Yeah. I have to pay for you pay for your distributors. You have to pay for your advertising. All the stuff that you're doing. So. Yeah. I guess I'm going to get off my soapbox, but stop asking people for stuff for free. Stop doing that.
People have asked me, so people think it because people have at least asked me, like, did Topps pay me to be in the card? Like, did I sell them did I give them my likeness? I'm like, what do you mean? Like, Topps asked me to be on a card. Like, what am I going to be like, write me a check? Hell no. Like, yeah, whatever you need, I'll send you the picture. I don't know if you noticed too. Did you look on the card or I forget who was the one that told me. They photoshopped my bed, like clean cut, photoshopped. I couldn't believe it. I don't know why they didn't Photoshop the salt and pepper though.
You were all GQ and fancy. I noticed that your Slab Stong 2 is gone, right? It's just a black hat in the card, isn't it?
Yeah, but this is the same hat that I'm wearing on the card, except for Major League Baseball made them airbrush it off because I don't have a licensing deal with Major League Baseball.
I did notice that. I was like, "Oh, where's the?"
But they did let me write my own bio. So I was able to give a shout out to like my family and everybody, and Corey and Dan for Show You Slabs and Sam Displays. Like they let me write my own bio. And here's the messed up part though. I found out later they didn't even like technically like make sure that I didn't say any swear words, because like I don't think they checked to see what I wrote. You know what I'm trying to say? Like they approved it. You know what I mean? They approved it. But yeah, that was cool. How do we stop talking about my card again though?
It's nonstop.
I'm trying not.
You're a narcissist, bro.
Oh,
you only care about yourself.
Dude, I was walking around the last show. I was walking around the last show. I was walking around the last show because I have a Tops hat now too. Like, because Noggin Boss, these guys support me, so they sent me a Tops hat. I was walking around with a Tops hat. I was walking around. By the way, I was walking around with this chain, and then this dude made me. Oh, you can't really see it, but that's pictures of me keychain he made, and so I put this on, and I was wearing the Tops jersey that Tops gave me, and I'm sitting there like literally looking like the picture, ripping big league packs, trying to pull me.
I'm getting a big orange hat that says Reckless on it. I've decided I want one. Like that's my next stop. That's my next thing. We walked around the National together with our big hats. I want a big hat. I made Freckle Mania hat for National this year.
Yeah, we had Silver Lake Collectibles. They just sent us keychains for Too Thick, like personalized like keychains, bottle openers.
Yeah, Jeremy says meat sticks, and Brittany says tummy sweat. People do that kind of stuff. Like we had someone draw like a fan art of like a thick glow, and we had yeah.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
Is it weird that I put up in my own room? It's a drawing of me. It's like a pencil sketch drawing of me.
No, the fact
all right, thank you.
A little bit.
We've had people make like one of one custom cards for us, and it never stopped being surprising to me that people care enough or put enough thought in their day as they're going about their daily life that they want to, go out of their way to think about us and send us something or make something for us. It's humbling.
Yeah. It's weird. So you got to kind of stop saying it's weird, because I don't know how I would have been like this. I guess there's like content creators I like, right? But I mean, I don't know. It's still weird because like I'm collecting something, right? Like I'm collecting another human being, but now people are like, are they enjoying my collection? Or are they just enjoying my journey? I don't know. Like I don't know.
Well, Tim, where can the people find you who are obviously living under a rock and don't know who you are?
Yeah, so my Instagram, Slab Stong. That's probably like where I post the most. And I'll be sharing anything else I'm doing, like with the slab business stuff or any shows I'm going to. But to buy my product, slabstong.com, and I'll have links everywhere too. So Slab Stong, you better edit that one out. Actually, don't edit it. Play it slowly for the ladies. But the slabstong.com is the best place to buy my product. As you know, Courtney, because you guys are Reckless Cards, the combo. You guys are my Midwest monsters, by the way. So I appreciate you. You guys essentially run the whole Midwest, and you take care of my Slab Stong sales for me at shows there. I'm hoping to be with you guys at a show one time. But yeah, I'm at shows, slabstong.com, Slabstong on Instagram.
So just Slab Stong. I'll link everything that I can find in the show notes too.
SCN breaks. Yeah.
Flickr.
Following SCN.
Flickr.com/Slab Stong.
Yeah.
If you want to see those butthole pics.
Yeah. Flipper.com. It's so right when you got to. What's cool is, so I got this guy. So when you click the button now, you actually go in it. Like it like brings you, it's like Star Trek when they take off into the when they hit warp speed. Yeah, you go like inside. Into the deer's butthole. That's how we're gonna end it, guys. No, but see, this is what I mean though. Like when you say that, like we could have, no one knew. Like it's weird again. It's not weird, it's awesome. And I'm gonna clip the part where I talk about buttholes, and that's gonna be what goes 80 times. You're gonna make 80 clips. Butthole. Yes. So
the interview is going to be Manny's creepy, and then Tim just talking about himself and his card.
Manny's creepy. Denny has feelings. Tim talking about himself and buttholes, deer buttholes specifically.
That sounds good. I appreciate you guys.
Best interview ever. Bye.
Be well.